Here we are, bright and early. Rearing to go?
Yeah, let's go. So, okay, it is Friday morning. We are heading back to the job site. What do you think, Ken? Are we going to kick some ass and take some names today?
We sure are. We took a few days off. The weather was horrible. We had rain and snow and a lot of it. I went up to the job yesterday and power was out, so that's how bad the weather's been up here. But today looks like a pretty good day. A little chilly, but
see what's the blue sky look like? There it is. Wow. Ken.
First time in about 5 days we've had blue sky.
Yeah.
So we'll get her done.
Get her done.
Get her done.
All right, here we are, pulling up. You can see, I don't know if you can see or not, but there's a little bit of snow left up on the, up here, right up on that board there, and a little over on the side over here. They had a pretty good little snow here. What'd you have, a couple inches, Ken?
Yeah, here they had about 3.
You can see we got a little bit of moisture in here. It's just a little damp, not too bad. Had a little tarp come loose up there near the top. But for the most part, the main floor is dry. Little dampness here and there. No big deal. Well, we're gonna wait for the tarps to dry off, snow to melt off of them, then pull them back and get busy. So while we were waiting for the tarps to dry off and the snow to melt off the roof, we started working on the cupola area again. We're getting ready to, well, we're bracing it up. Ken's up in there now. We also have to extend the height of the ridge there, because the ridge was originally built under the rafters instead of up to the top of them. So we extended the ridge with some 2x3s or 1.5 by 3 inch boards over top, so that the height of the rafters would be correct. Right now we're working on setting the jacks underneath the support posts that's going to lift the cupola. And I'm ripping some of those. Oh, there's some of the supports I was handing up to Ken. He put a cross brace up inside the gazebo so it wouldn't rack when we lifted it. We spent quite a bit of time trying to get that, making sure the cupola was sound before we lifted it. Make sure it held up. We are going to run some supports up inside of the cupola, not gazebo. That's what Ken's doing now. He's pulling that support that's holding the ridge up. We got to pull that loose. Yeah, because we're going to jack down here. We got a couple of jacks set up there and there. And we're going to jack it up. Put supports up inside of the gazebo now, where the plywood won't be, so that we can work underneath the gazebo. Underneath the, I called it a gazebo again. Yeah. Under the cupola. Thank you.
Under the big thing on top of the roof.
So I'm handing Ken a support here, and you can see me jacking up we're slowly working those jacks up. Ken's up there with a leveling the cupola. And right about now, I see Ken sitting there. He has his phone. I seen a spot here coming up where he had his phone. There was an earthquake down there when we were down there working. We didn't feel it where we were, but Ken's wife actually had some stuff fall off her shelves at work, or one thing fell off the shelf at work. Now I'm up in here removing some of the old roof boards, trying to free up. Now that we've got that cupola supported, I can remove those rafters that are the log rafters that were in there. And we're taking our time, making sure everything's supported. Now I'm ripping, I think I'm ripping the 2x3s for Ken up on the ridge there. He's adding on to the ridge now that we've made some room up in there. Got the gazebo lifted up off of the ridge. Gazebo, it's not a gazebo, it's a cupola. And there was a seam right there in the ridge. You'll see later in the later video where he had changed the ridge design, because right there is where in the past they had taken the log rafters out and put in dimensional lumber. It's just to the right here. It's just past where that last log rafter is. Or let's see, what side are we on? We're on the other opposite side. It's on the left-hand side where the collar ties still are on the left. Yeah, now we're putting up a couple more rafters so we can get some more plywood up and try to get that. We put temporary plywood up on the roof almost every night so that we could put the tarps back on, because the forecast was rain just about, or snow or whatever, just about every night we were there. We only had probably maybe 3 or 4 days that weren't calling for rain, at least excuse me, some percentage of rain.
Oh yeah, so we're having fun with the things that make life easier sometimes aren't always easier.
Yeah, that's true.
So hopefully I got it.
The gun wasn't doing its gun thing.
It wasn't shooting nails. Without shooting nails, it's worthless.
Just a big anchor.
Basically.
Use it to hold the tarp down, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, with 20 mile an hour winds.
Not up here you wouldn't.
Probably would just laugh at you, but let's give her a shot. That might have been the problem. But not too.
Let's see what happens. Ba-boom.
That's it.
Double tap. Okay. Picking up some boards. Nope, that one's too big. This one's just right. Putting some nailers, some cleats on the roof there for climbing up the roof. Let's see what else is going on here. Ken's starting to nail off some of the, drawing some lines on there where the rafters are, obviously. He's nailing some of that off. I'm pulling some of the plywood off for the temporary plywood that we had on there so we could put the tarps on last night. We had it just sitting on that little 2x2 there just to hold it up off the roof. And I believe I'm inside cutting that top piece just under the cupola there that you see. No, probably not yet. Probably have to put up a couple rafters. There's Danny. He stopped back up to visit. Looks like Ken's still having fun with his nail gun there. Well, he's got it going. He had a batch of nails, he said, that were kind of bent. He had to like straighten each one out before he put them in the gun, or it was jamming the gun up. Pulling tarps off. Looks like he might have slipped right there on that tarp a little. I think I'm probably cutting him some strips for the top of the roof, or maybe I already have. Yep, Mary's got them right there. That was finishing off the top of the ridge. We went over top of the ridge just for now because we weren't sure how long it was going to be before we got the roofing on. He's going to just go back and trim the top of the plywood off for venting purposes. Right now it's covering the ridge so we can tarp it easier. And excuse me, and put the ice and water in that he's going to be putting on. That's going to be the temporary roof. Why finish up some other stuff and just to get it waterproof so we don't have to do tarps anymore. And he's put some more lines on the roof. Nailing it. I think he's using number 8 ring shank nails for the roofing, or for the plywood, excuse me.
And tell me what do you think of our April weather?
Can't beat it. Boy, that spring temperatures are really warming us up.
Yes, and it's sunny.
Except for the snow squall, it's perfect.
Except for the ice falling from the sky.
Yeah, ice storm.
Yeah. Awesome. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Another perfect day.
So Ken broke down
Warren?
and bought himself
Oh,
a
yeah.
new compressor.
Yeah, every 20 years, whether I need it or not.
Ken said he read the instruction
I read the manual last night after working a long, hard day. It kind of did it like this.
Looks like it'll get her done. It's 3 horsepower. His old one was like 1.8 or something. So it's a lot better machine, it looks like. Right here I'm cutting the roofing out in the dormer area so that we can get them rafters and stuff out of there. It's opened up here, skipped ahead a little bit. We are adding some bracing up there for the other side of the cupola so we can jack that up. You can see our boards at the bottom there supporting those uprights that are going up inside of the cupola. And looks like a setting a temporary rafter there, and I'm doing a plate across the bottom again in the short sections because we can only remove a limited amount. That's pretty much just a temporary plate across there because we wanted to maintain that roof line going underneath the dormer before we trim the rafters on the dormer itself off to our roof. So that took some time, like a lot of the stuff does. We worked on it, got the bracing up in there. Ken's putting bracing also up inside of the cupola for our upright boards to mount to. So we had a lot of support up there. We wanted to make sure it didn't go anywhere. So now we're setting some rafters, getting across there, getting just about over, and we're into that other valley now on the opposite side. Measure twice, cut twice, I think is the rule. Or measure once, cut 3 times, I'm not sure. Putting some plywood on. And getting some measurements for the plywood there. Looks like I'm writing it down, yeah. Cutting some plywood. Let's see, I'm not sure what we had there. I think that was up over the top of the dormer, under the cupola.
Yeah, so there's, here it is. You saw some of the pictures. Yeah. They were all logs before, like that. See the log there? Yeah. So kind of goes up for ventilation.
Hi, Dave.
Hi.
And that thing was 3 inches sagging this way and almost 3. And so we had to jack it up, put stilts under it. And that took probably a good part of a day and a half to do all that. And this was, we took it down, but this was one of the pigeons. See the holes here? Pigeon with a little shelf out there.
Good morning. Here we are, day 10 on the job site. You can see yesterday we finished supporting the cupola on this side and jacked this side up, got it level. Put these support boards all the way up through there. They go all the way up inside of the cupola on all 4 corners, supporting it. We got this valley here started, and today the plan is to start on this side here. Ken's gonna start working up here. We're gonna get this sheathed, and we're gonna start tearing this off on this side over here. Once we get this other valley in, then it'll be pretty smooth sailing. It's pretty much just straightforward rafters from there. But that's the plan. I'm up here on the old roof that we're tying into, and just wanted to show these beautiful this is when they did it with a handsaw. These beautiful compound miter cuts. Look how nice they fit. Beautiful. Must be when you were cutting them by hand, you didn't want to cut them twice. Nice. Down here, they just did a flat board on the roof, and then ran there. That was a valley, but pretty good. I mean, I've cut the nails here, but that was right up tight against there. All these up here. Very nice cuts for a handsaw. So we're working on that last little bit on the inside there in that dormer. Looks like I'm gonna trimming a few more pieces out to get a couple of those last rafter off. Trimming the roof boards. We're also working on the valley up there on top. I laid a 2x6 up in there and cut those rafter tails off on on the dormer side. There's one of the logs coming out. We're making room there and getting ready to put the plywood up on the other side of the roof. Ken's finishing that dormer up on that other side so that he can finish putting the ice and water up on the roof, get it weatherproof there in that corner. There we go, it's going up there on the roof. There it is. Going up and over. Then I go up and I take the measurements for that little corner triangle piece. Go down and cut that. Bring that up, set it in place. And down here where the rafters are, there where you're seeing in the middle, that's just temporary because they're coming out of there. We end up heading that off and taking out 3 or 4 of those rafters so that it's an open dormer now, so that you can see out of that window. Now Ken's getting ready to cut this valley piece, slice some water. And he's getting ready to snap a line to keep it straight in the valley there. Looks like he might have brought the wrong piece up. He goes back down, grabs the other piece. And that was sunny that day, and it made it real sticky. I don't work with the stuff that often, but Ken said you really like it cloudy when you're working with that because it gets real gooey. The paper will re-stick to it real easily. And that brand that he got that time was really slick, super slippery. He had to put boards up there for like every course because you couldn't even walk on it. It was that slippery. He ended up getting something that was more walkable on the future ones, on the next batch he bought. Had some grit on it, or the paper coating on it was more walkable. You could stand on it on that roof. That roof is it's around a 7 pitch, so it's walkable on the plywood. But once you put that on there, it was definitely not. It was slippery. Now he just put boards up every course so he could work on it. Now I'm cleaning up while he's finishing up that section of the roof there. We're getting ready to wrap up for the day. We have some boards on the truck, I believe. Yeah, we do. We have some boards on the truck that we have to unload. Those are rafters for the next day. We picked up a load. I think there was, I'm not sure, I can't remember how many, 10 maybe. 10 boards that we picked up on the way in that morning. And now Ken's backing up to the other side there. He's got some of the old deck boards that he tore off the deck when he rebuilt it. And he's going to take them home, use them for, his father-in-law is going to use them, I think, for raised beds for his garden. They still got some life left in them. Might as well use them instead of just throw them away. So that's what we did. We loaded those up.
Yeah, the weather, nice days we've had since we started, which was about, probably 13 days or 12 days into it. And but we got nice weather. We are moving now, and I foresee maybe in another week most of the framing will be done.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing good.
Cool. That's going to wrap up this video. Please like and subscribe and drop a comment in if you have any questions. We'll try to get them answered as soon as we can. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.